Hey y'all, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Bailey.
Welcome to Livin on a Prayer.
We're two best friends who are here to keep it real and relatable.
Through life's hills and valleys, we're here to remind you we're all just living on a prayer. Hi, welcome back to Livin on a Prayer podcast. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Bailey.
And
we're here to talk to y'all today about a little something.
about the way we look.
About the way we look, okay? The way we look on the outside versus how we look on the inside.
Okay, I love that.
Okay, so first and foremost, what's it called when you say like not a announcement, like a disclaimer? We both have done things to look better on our faces.
I did not know what was about to come out of your mouth.
I'm just
like,
trying
I've
to
done
say,
what things?
like, so
And maybe speak for you, don't speak for me.
we have done things. Dun dun dun. No, I've definitely done things, all sorts of things. But we have both we both are into the what's it called? Aesthetics. So like we're gonna talk about all sorts of things, but just so y'all know, I mean,
Are you nervous talking about this? You're like, we're just gonna.
I'm
talk
not
about
nervous. I just don't want to say something and someone be like, "Oh, please," with your blowfish lips.
Do you think you have blowfish
No,
lips?
I love my lips.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna talk about.
Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna throw it out there. We're gonna talk about Botox, Dysport, fillers, skincare, treatment, facial things,
hair extensions, anything that like alters your
eyelash
physical,
extensions,
things that alter your physical appearance. All right, so like first and foremost, I believe that like altering. Okay, because let me backtrack. Where this stemmed from was it's like obviously we know we are all made in God's image, correct? We are beautiful
how
no
we
matter
are,
what we look like,
right.
And like the Lord looks at the inside. He's not looking at the outside. Like we know this. But there ain't nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself, okay?
Yeah,
right?
it's more for me.
It's for me. Like I want to feel good about myself, but it's kind of like it's not all like we know it's not all about that. Like we know like okay, it's not all about how does your face look to make you feel good about yourself, but
right, like is your face beautiful, but are you a ugly, nasty person?
Right.
In the way that you treat people, then like that's not pretty.
Yeah,
so,
it doesn't go together. Okay,
yeah,
like
no.
But we were just talking about it, and I'm like, like for me, like I love feeling like I like how I look.
Well, yeah, because the way you look, I tell myself this all the time. Like if I get up in the morning,
There's something in my eye.
What is it, an eyelash?
No, y'all. Are you kidding me? Someone's dog is in my eye. It feels like a whole dog.
Probably yours. That was also so dramatic.
I got it.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh, hi. Sorry, keep going.
Like I tell myself this all the time. Like if I get up, I roll out of bed, like I go somewhere and I don't look good. I'm not going to feel good. I'm not going to do my best work or be my best self.
I agree with that.
Or perform well in whatever it is. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes people think it's crazy if you spend money on a workout outfit, like a cute workout outfit. Or like instead of getting a plain one off of Amazon, I don't know. This is just an example. I buy my workout clothes from everywhere. Lulu, Aloe.
People are like, oh my God, I can't believe you would spend that money on Lululemon.
Amazon. But like, I wear it from everywhere. Long story short.
If it makes you feel good and.
If I buy myself a cute workout outfit that is aesthetic, that is like.
Vibey, Instagram vibey.
I mean, sure.
But like, for the mirror pic, everyone knows.
But if I'm looking at myself in the mirror while working out, the gym I go to has mirrors all around me. If I'm staring at myself working out, if I look ugly, I feel ugly. I don't try as hard.
Seriously, like I'm relating this to work, but like I'm staring in a mirror all day long. So the days I don't like try on my look, I'm like, I look like a freaking slop blop. And it makes me not feel like I'm like as good. But when I'm like dressed and my hair and my makeup and my outfit's on fleeky, I'm like slaying.
Right.
I'm like having all these little terms.
Right.
Like I'm a young teen. I'm a slay, freaky, weeky, wooku. But it makes me work. Like I like to like kind of glance at myself, might take a little mirror selfie for the gram. Like I just feel better.
Right.
And it makes me perform better. So that like all the aesthetics obviously are one step deeper than that. But if it's something that makes you feel like, I feel confident, I feel good, I feel like I can walk in a room and I feel like, oh, I hope they're not looking at this, hope they're not looking at that, like whatever. I see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Well, that's how I like feel about, I mean, going one step further than like workout clothes or how you present yourself to go to work. It's like when I dress up to go to a meeting, like truthfully, like I am more confident in what I'm saying. I think that my clients are more confident in what information I'm providing. And like, I mean, it's
part of it.
It's part of the package.
Always, like in our industry, we always say like, would you, like if someone approached you and was like, hi, I'm your stylist today, and they looked like a sloppy Joe, would you like trust them?
Or they didn't fix their hair?
Oh my gosh,
like,
this girl's about to do my hair.
At your business, like if I walked in and even like, your hair was not great, I'd be like, you're doing my hair?
Right. Or even like with us, like I feel like makeup, clothes, all of that like ties together. So people want their stylist to be trendy and like know what's up because they're trusting you to like keep them with the time. So it's something that's always been instilled in me through like at work. I'm like, if we have the 2 out of 3 rule, like hair, makeup, outfit. You got to have at least 2 of them top notch so that they can like distract from the one that may be lacking. Cause I'm like, look, we all have our days. But if you can like show up with 2 out of 3, and that's kind of like feels like my vibe for like everything. Anytime I'm going to, I'm like 2 out of 3 needs to be like on par so that people are like, oh, wow, you look great. Oh my gosh, I trust you to do my hair. So,
but you know what's crazy? Okay, I'm piggybacking off of this.
Piggyback.
Let me jump on. So the way that like you said that, I'm just thinking of like, okay, like restaurants that have dress codes and like, it's a certain formality, but also at the same time, this is just food for thought. Like if you have the money to go eat at this fine dining, nice place and you want to go in your leggings.
Yeah.
Why can't you?
Oh, do you mean as a customer?
Yeah.
Well, I think like in a fine dining establishment, they're trying to keep the vibing. So like they have a dress code because that's why they can charge more, because they're like, we have a dress code. You're going to sit at this table. The food's going to be this. The presentation's going to be this. They need you to fit in with their look.
Yeah, but also at the same time, if somebody's got a credit card to swipe and spend the most money at that place that day, and they were having a bad day, so they didn't get to go home and put on their,
do you think they would tell them they're not invited in?
I think it depends on where you go. But this is basically me tying this back into like how you look on the outside.
Yeah,
it don't matter, right? Like,
well, the money don't matter either, though.
What's on the inside?
Like, what if they're just like, look, we don't care that you're a rich bitch, we have a dress code.
Okay, well then you're gonna miss out on your
on that
$5,000 dinner that I was gonna buy 6 bottles of wine that costs X.
I can go back and forth on that because like as a business, like I like want to attract a certain clientele, and like I don't care what people wear to their hair appointments, but I'm just saying like you kind of mold your like brand to where you want people that fit in. So like if a restaurant's like, this is our dress code, they want their whole like experience, like the person next to you to be dressed the same as you and to be like, wow, we're all having a nice little nighty night.
I get it.
Tell Miss Leg and Pants to go to
I was just
coffee.
throwing it out there, you know?
No, but I get that. I think that's more of just like a standard of the establishment,
maybe,
if you will.
Just a thought.
Just a thought. Okay, before we keep going, I'm going to read this verse, and it kind of like ties me into my next point.
Okay.
So this is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. So just like more so this talking about just like do not conform to external or like worldly standards. Like, so if you're doing something based off of comparison or what this girl got done or what this girl wears or who this girl goes to because that's who you want, like I feel like that's when things start to get a little twisted. Like if you're just happy with yourself, but you're like, well, she gets Botox, so I need to get Botox. Or everyone around me is doing this. Like I feel the pressure that I should be getting Botox. Everyone at my age is doing it. My husband doesn't want me to, but like I'm just going to do it. Like if it starts to get to that point, it's like step back and just really think about your why. Like, do you feel like you really need Botox? Do any of us really need it? No. We were made to age. We were made to wrinkle. But if you don't want it and you can control it and that's important to you
and it makes you feel better
and it makes you feel better, then that's okay. But if it's something that you really don't care about and it really doesn't matter to you, but you feel pressured almost just because of society and everyone's doing it, that's when you kind of look and be like, no, you know what? I don't need it.
Right.
I don't really care that I have wrinkles. I'd rather that money go to something else. And that's all right. But it's more so like if it's for yourself, like I feel like there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with like altering. Now you see when people go like too far, you know, like when it becomes like, oh, well, this isn't right. And you've seen those like stories.
I think it's more that they don't look like themselves anymore. Like I think it's different like when you're enhancing something, right? Like, I mean,
enhancing your natural beauty. That's like,
yeah, but like taking even at like, I don't know, but let's talk about this chair. Like this chair in itself is a chair.
Yeah.
I can put a pillow on the chair.
Yeah.
That's got color and fringe and dress it up, make it look better. Enhance the way the whole package is. Right. So it's like.
Exactly.
But then if you put 3 pillows, you put a blanket, you put
toys,
whatever, like on it, then it's almost like, well, it doesn't even look like itself anymore.
You can't
even see the chair.
That show Botched all the time on TLC.
Yeah.
And like there was like people that would just keep, you know, it was more plastic surgery, but they would just like change something. And then all of a sudden they were like just not. And I think that's like becomes a whole nother thing when you're trying to get fulfilled by, you know, whatever it may be as your appearance. You're trying to like fill a void with like, well, maybe if I, you know, had this, I'll feel better. Maybe if I had this, I would like myself better. And like, I can even relate to that starting 2 years ago when I started my weight loss journey. I got these braces on. Like I was like, you know, maybe if I just like look better, I'll feel better. As much as that's true, that's not what was missing in my life. It was the Lord.
Yeah.
I wasn't fully surrendered to him. I wasn't fully doing all of these things that were godly and pouring my morning to night into him. Like I wasn't, but that's all of that started around the same time. Like when I got saved, I started losing weight. I got my braces. It was like all this, like I was like transforming physically, internally, like all the things.
Yeah.
But I do feel like making my changes in my faith and with God led to all of these outward changes for me too, like my health, respecting my body, like all these things that the Lord tells us to do.
Well, there was a whole shift in your foundation.
It was a major shift.
If your foundation is not sturdy, poured, if it's not solid, if it's got cracks in it, like you will try to fill it or fix it with things that are like Band-Aids. Like at the end of the day, all these things are Band-Aids. Right.
And that even leads to kind of what we like dipped into with Aaron, but like the purchasing of items, like buying a Chanel bag. Oh, I'm like, this will make me happy, like to have this, or these shoes will do it for me, or this outfit. If I have this outfit for this party, that I'm going to have the time of my life. And like those thoughts are very like, we have an event tomorrow and I'm like obsessing over the outfit because I want to fit in. I want to look good. I want everyone to like compliment me because that's fun. But then when it comes down to the reality of it, it's like you're wearing it for 2 hours.
Does anybody really care about your outfit?
Like, no one's like, what will Bailey have on? No, they're worried about what they will have on.
Right.
You know, so it's like kind of just changing your mindset and switching gears of like, why do I want this? Like, what is this going to really do for me if I buy this expensive purse? Like, besides the high I'm going to get for 24 hours and then possibly the low of regrets and like, why did I spend this money?
Yeah, but I think that's different for everybody because it's also what's important to you and what's not. Because like for me, like I love fashion.
Yeah.
I love clothes. It's like everybody jokes that I don't wear the same outfit twice, and if I do, I must have a fever. Like, yeah, but
you enjoy,
that brings me joy.
Yeah,
like
you enjoy putting the outfits together.
I like the design. Yeah. I do like designer things.
Yeah,
like,
it's fun.
I mean, look at my shoes. And they've
fun.
got a nick in
Don't
them, and
look
I'm
at
so
shoes.
sad about it. But like, okay, I could have worn
gosh.
these to a meeting today, or I could have worn Birkenstocks to a meeting today. Nothing against Birkenstocks. Everybody loves them. I will wear Birkenstocks outside of a meeting. Okay. Long story short, I could have worn these or Birkenstocks to a meeting today with a client.
Right.
Do you think my client would have had a different opinion of me?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't. There's some people that don't even know that you're wearing Gucci shoes right now.
And that's okay. They don't have to know that they're Gucci,
saying, like,
but
some
like
people may see those
a
and be like,
loafer.
oh, cool. Like, they don't know. So, like, no, seriously, like, Steve Madden makes the exact same one, literally, but it says Steve Madden on it.
Right.
For a fraction of the cost. So I think for us, yes, we feel better. Like, you feel better. I feel better. When I'm wearing my stuff, I'm like, boop, bop,
well, for me, okay, into this, back like what
but
you were
some
saying about your
might
brand.
Like your Birkenstocks better.
Maybe, but I think it also depends on the brand that you're building and your clientele. Like,
yeah, like
I want luxury.
You want to attract a
I want luxury
brand, yeah.
event planning.
For sure.
I don't want.
Yeah.
I want Gucci. I don't want Birkenstocks.
You don't want Birkenstocks. And that's fine. See, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think as long as you just know, like, where we said on that other episode, it's like, where's your heart with it? If your heart's good and you feel good about it and you know, like, these are great, like, things that you love, whatever. But like, this has been a conviction for me. I guess it's been like a year. We went shopping and I usually like, I could care less about spending money on like nice stuff. Even if I didn't have the money, I was like, oh, it'll get paid. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't care. I love this purse. I need this purse. I feel this purse speaking to me. Like, I'm buying this purse. And I would do that. I would have no issue. I would have zero buyer's remorse. I would be like, see, like, I just love, like, for days I'd stare at it and like obsess over it and just, I just love it. Like, zero regrets. So like, truly no regrets. After a little over a year ago, after I got baptized and started like pouring into the word more and like slowly the Lord would like present me with something like, hi, this is what you're removing next, basically, or this is what's changing in your life next, like, and I'd hear and I'm like, and like I've said this before, but one day I asked Kristen, I'm like, I feel like we're going to have to talk one day about designer stuff because we love it so much. And you hear so much like contradictory, like, oh, you shouldn't worship material, you shouldn't buy that and all this stuff. And I was like, when we talk about that, we're going to have to give it up. Like, are you ready? And we're both like, no, we're not ever talking about that because we really love stuff. Okay.
Well, I think for me,
we love things.
I bought my first Louis Vuitton purse for myself when I was 16 years old.
Yeah, same. The Speedy.
I was proud.
Didn't we both get a Speedy?
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
I bought it with my own money.
I did too. I saved it.
And I was proud of myself, not in a pride way, like pride is a sin. I was proud of myself for working hard enough to buy myself something like nice that I wanted.
Yes.
And that I loved.
Yes. And I did the same thing. I was 18 years old. I saved up money from like probably 2 or 3 years worth of birthday and Christmas. Because, you know, and a Louis Vuitton is not cheap. And I was 18. I didn't have a job. Like, I was just like, I'm saving everything anyone gets. My mom brought me to the store, bought it.
Yeah.
Like, I still remember it was the most fun experience. Like, it was, but I had
and it's just
the money.
that though. It's an experience also. So
it is such an experience.
But it depends on what you are like funneling into it. Where's your heart? What's it about?
That was fun. And
are you buying the bag to fill a high and fill a void, and then when the high wears off,
you're like,
are you going back to your
I'm left with this
problems
bag and still have all the same problems. Yeah. So basically, I kind of started feeling the conviction of like, because I would go shopping like, and I have 3 kids, so I don't have endless funds to just spend on clothes and stuff anymore. And I really never did. I would just still do it because I was like, well, I like this stuff. So this month, this is where my money's going. And so, but I would like shop like it was nothing. Like, that's $1,000 like on clothes. Like, who cares? And like people would always make the comments like, I can't believe you wear this like nice stuff. And like sometimes I'd be like, yeah, I really shouldn't have probably bought it. But
where? Like to work?
everywhere. Like
that they couldn't believe you wore nice stuff.
I will get comments like all the time, like, oh, how much was that shirt? Or like, I could never have that, like stuff like that.
Well, I hate that. And that sounds like a them problem, not a you problem.
Well, yeah, that's definitely like stems from some like, I wish I had that shirt. I went and bought that. But what I'm getting at is I didn't always like have the funds to buy like a $1,000 shopping haul for no reason. So, but I used to do it all the time before kids. And then it kind of trickled, and then sometimes I just still will splurge, like whatever. So, but I never had regrets. Like I was just like, I love this stuff, whatever. I'll wear it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And half the time, you know how that goes.
Right.
I don't wear it again.
Right.
But so it started being a conviction on my heart, and I was just kind of like, that one can wait. Like I love my things. And it wasn't necessarily like now, okay, so we go shopping in January. And I spent way too much money. I bought way too many things, like too many nice things. Like one thing maybe that day would have been like, all right, cool. But I bought a bunch of stuff. I literally was so anxious. I remember texting my cousin the next day, and I was just like, I spent way too much money, and this used to make me really like happy. I wouldn't have even cared that I did this. I used to would have been like, wow, look at everything I got. The next morning I would have like put it all on at once, but I was not well. Like I was sick. I was literally sick. And my husband, yeah, she was with me. My husband was sick. I was sick, and I was like, this is not good. This is not good.
And then there's me. Don't ever go shopping with me because I'm like, oh my God, you love it? Get it.
Yeah.
I don't know what your bank account looks like. I don't know what your credit score looks like. I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
I'm just like your cheerleader. Like, you love it? Great.
I do that to people
or if you
too.
Ask
I'm like,
for my
you have
opinion,
to get that. That looks so good on you.
Yeah. Or you ask for my opinion, and I'm going to tell you.
It was totally me. Like I was the one buying everything.
I'm just saying, don't go shopping with me if anybody that's listening to this.
Really, because I do the same. I really do that to people too. But it's fun to do that to other people because it's not your money too. And you're just like, wow, get it. That looks so good on you.
And again, like, yeah. Or if you say like, oh my God, between these 5 shirts, which one do you like? And I'm like, you like them all? Buy them all.
Get all 5.
You like the same thing in 3 colors?
Great.
It. Get all 3.
Get them. But it was, I mean, it was my birthday. It was like, it was fun. Like we were in the moment that each store like gives you a glass of champagne. They treat you like royalty. You're just like, oh my God, this is so fun. But after I was like extremely unwell. I was so anxious.
You had buyer's remorse.
I had serious buyer's remorse, but it was like in that moment that it just clicked to me that the Lord was just like, this is stuff. It is just stuff.
And then there's still me in the background going, oh my God, but you'll wear that bag to all of these things. It's timeless. It'll never go out of style. Those shoes, you'll wear those to work literally every day. You can wear them to things for your kids. They're
I've really
upscale, but they're simple.
Everything 1,000 times. I really have.
Yeah.
But did I need to spend that much money that day? No. Did I need to buy all of that at once? Absolutely no. And I was just convicted. And it was like a big eye opener for me. And it was just like God literally telling me like, it really is just stuff. Like it is just stuff. And it was weird. It was like this little piece of me that was able to just like close. And I went to New York. I walked through all these stores and I was like, I'm going to have to buy something. Like I am going to have to buy something. And I was like, there's no way I'm leaving like Louis Vuitton without something. I'm in New York. It's my first time. And I just like walked through and I had usually I like find something and I'm like, I have to have this. I had no tug. I just enjoyed looking at everything, and I walked out, and I left, and I went back, and Aaron was like, what'd you get at Louis Vuitton? And I was like, nothing. And I felt so good because I was like, I don't need anything in here. Like I have purses, I have shoes, I have scarves, I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it. And it was like a big moment for me because usually I would have been like, I don't care what I don't need. I'm in New York. I'm in Louis Vuitton.
I'm just going to buy it.
I am getting something because I need it. But I don't need it. And it was just, I've began to make a shift with like, I still adore these things. I'm not saying I don't. I love designer. I love the fashion. Like I love clothes. I love it. But I've come to like, I feel like I'm shifting in the sense of like, you don't have to have it. And like when you do have the funds for something and you want to treat yourself and maybe it's a birthday or something, whatever, that's okay. Like you're allowed to do that, but do I need to just on a whim like get on Christian Dior and order shoes? No, but that's what I would. But be like,
also, if you want to, you can, and you don't have to explain that to anybody else.
No, I just don't feel like I am at the stage where if I want to, I can. Like, because I'm just like, I don't need to spend that crazy money right now on a random pair of shoes when I have 3 kids, a business, you know, all sorts of other things. Like, I'm just trying to be more logical.
Well, but I think that's part of your journey
it's
too.
Me.
No. I think it's not just like I don't need to have it shopping stuff. Like with you, it's also like you sat down and put yourself on a budget, right? Like you looked at it from a different sense.
Yeah, it is
there
like,
too. Not
right now in this season, should you be spending money on items?
Right.
No.
Right.
Absolutely not. Like I have
but
other
I'm
things.
saying for the people, if you have the money to spend, like you can do that.
Yeah,
and it's
for
not,
sure.
And it's not for anybody to tell you.
No, I agree, and I think
that you shouldn't.
I definitely think it, like you said, like if you're and like Erin said, she's like, if you're not rich, like you have no business, like if you don't just have the money, you don't need to be buying a Chanel bag because it's like it's really expensive, and it's like if you don't really just have the money to do it, should you do it? Probably not. Can you do it? Sure. Like, I mean, if that sits well with you, but it didn't sit well with me after. Like, I was like, okay, I got it. Like, but I was doing it. Like, I was buying things for the thrill of buying things.
Right.
Like, and I love this. Oh my God. Like, I need this. Like, but now I'm getting that thrill from the Lord. Like, I literally get that same, like, oh my God. Like, I get that from God. Like I don't feel it the way I used to feel it with items. So it's just, I think it just really depends on like if you're doing it for reasons of just like, I love it, I want to buy it. Like who cares? But if you were looking for it to fill a void or the thrill of it, same thing with cosmetics. Like we were saying, like if you're just like, I'm feeling really low and this, and if I just like change my look, like I'm gonna feel better. Like I've had so many clients that are just like, I'm getting extensions because
I do feel better when I look better.
Yes.
And then I'm more positive Polly and in a better mood.
But I've had people that thought like the hair extensions were gonna solve the problems. Like the hair extensions are gonna change their life and all the like other things that they have going on. And it's not like if it's like if there's like real things that you're lacking in your life, if you don't have the Lord, if you're not praying, if you're not having that relationship and you're going through some like really tough times and you're at the bottom of the bottom, like this kind of stuff, these material things, like that's not what's gonna do it for you.
No.
So it just depends on what you're like, where
your heart is.
Where your heart is. Like, where is it? Because I mean, we've had people that have come and they're hoping that this is it. Like
when we talk about this and like you talking about this right now, I like start to think about like
what are you doing?
Like I'm not a fake person.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think I'm like fake. But I start to think I have fake eyelashes.
Oh, I've thought this through before. I'm like, I am so fake looking.
No.
Not looking, but the things that are like, I mean, this ain't my hair.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
These aren't my lips.
My eyelashes are fake. I have hair extensions. I get Botox, dermaplane, filler occasionally. Like, I could keep going like in life.
Spray tans.
Spray tans
we will
all the
do
time.
Anything to look better.
I get my nails gelled. I get my toes gelled.
Yep.
Like, what of me is me? And then I'm like, no, I'm
Your
just
heart.
Right. I'm just enhancing it. But when I like think about it, and a lot of people will say to me like, you have hair extensions? What? I had no idea. And I'm like, that's the point. You're not supposed to know.
You just love
it. Just makes me feel like
better.
It makes me feel better about myself.
All I do is hair extensions. Like I love watching people go from like
drab to fab.
Literally. I was going to say it, but I'm like so lame. But like they come in and they're just like, I hate my hair. It's just like makes me so like I'm not confident. And they get the extensions. Like we had a girl yesterday literally start crying. Like she's like, I never thought my hair could look like this. And like she felt so good. She was beaming. She's like glowing. I'm like, this is why I do what I do. Like I absolutely love it.
It's all about the way you feel.
And it's all about And that to her was like all she was missing was her hair. Like a stunner, like her face. But she was like, I don't feel confident. I'm like, how could you not feel confident? You're so beautiful.
Right.
She's like, my hair. And then once she got the extensions in, I mean, she was literally like on cloud 9.
Okay, now if somebody would have told her, I can't believe you're spending X amount of dollars on those hair extensions.
Which they do say that.
I know, but I'm saying, like, could you imagine her listening to that and then never having that moment of like,
right?
Wow, I do feel real. I feel
it's
more
an investment
confident.
That's worth it to me. Like for that, like for her, like that was a huge investment. But to her, like when I watched her like whole demeanor change, it was like, wow, that like really. And people say it about Botox filler, like, wow, it's so expensive. Like I would never do that. But like that's something that I will invest in and have no shame in my game, because I'm like, I like my lips being fuller. Like before, I had no top lip. And when I look back at pictures, I'm like, I was very insecure. It was not about like, I want big lips. I didn't like my gummy smile. I didn't like how my teeth showed. I was like, I that's literally why I got filler. And I loved it. And I was like, this is what I wanted to feel like. And Botox, same thing. Like,
and do you still feel that way, or did the high go away?
Oh, I still feel that way.
Okay.
I love my Botox in my lips. Like it makes me so confident.
Now, but some people may be doing it thinking that it's going to change, and it may not. So again, it goes back to the root of like,
that was my point with the hair. Like some people are like, I'm low on life and all this stuff, like just hair extensions. This is it. And then they leave and they end up like canceling their next appointment because for some reason it wasn't good enough. Like because they're trying to like fill a void that can't be filled with hair extensions. And they're just trying to like make it better.
Yeah, but it's
like
not
there's
gonna be better.
Botox does not solve all problems, but it makes me feel really good.
Right.
Like,
but it also could create problems, like we're saying. I mean, this is all of these cosmetic and like fashion things or purchasing of things, or
it can get messy.
Well, it can turn into another problem, like a financial problem.
Right.
You know, or
for sure.
Or a problem between you and your spouse because they don't understand, like you're saying, you know, your spouse may not understand why you want Botox. Never get
why a purse would cost that much money. Like he would literally just be like, I know you're saying it's Chanel, but I don't get it.
Or even like,
you could buy a Target purse. Like, so.
Well, he's not supposed to get it. It's not for him.
I'm just like, and some people, like some women wouldn't even get it. But that's the difference in like when you are like, no, but it's a Chanel. Like it's fashion, it's art. Like to us, like we see that side of it.
That's like men with a Yeti ice chest. Like, I have to have a Yeti. Why do you have to have a Yeti when you could buy an Igloo?
See, Aaron would buy the Igloo, but I was like, we have to have the Yeti. It was me.
I am dead.
I love material. Like, I love name brand. Like, that's something.
Well, there's also a reason that things have a name brand. That's the other part of, I don't know, what I think through is like these brands get their names for a reason. They've worked to get up there. So, like,
their product is good.
Right.
It
like,
is better.
If I want a Gucci bag, I don't want to go buy the knockoff Gucci because I know that the Gucci bag that was made, like they got there for a reason. Their leather is better for a reason. Their hardware is better.
I don't want the one that is a knockoff. I can't like wear a knockoff. Like
why?
Because I'm like, there's a real version of this. I have to have the real version. Like I cannot. Is
that for yourself or is that for other people?
Oh, for me, it's clearly me. Like if someone was like, say I wore a fake Gucci and they were like, I love your Gucci bag, I'd be like, oh, it's fake. But and I wouldn't care to like tell, like I'm like, oh, it's fake. But like to say like, yep, I'm wearing a fake Gucci bag. Like for me, that would be like, I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Or if I know, like if I see a product and I know there's like a better version of it, like I have to have the better one.
Always? Every time?
That's something I'm trying to work on.
I'm just asking.
No, yeah, like if there's like a boot that I see and it's like so cute, say it's Steve Madden, and someone's like, yeah, they look just like the Gucci's, don't they? I'd be like, great, now I have to get the Gucci. Like I can't just get the Steve Madden one knowing that they like copied another brand.
Right.
Maybe that's it. Like I'm just like, ooh, that's not the original.
Well, I feel like this is just in my brain. I'm like, it's kind of a respect thing.
That's
just the way that I think.
I'm thinking
it's like,
ooh, this is the like copied version. It's not gonna be as good. Dupe. Yeah, see, but I'm trying to get better at it because some things like the Lululemon to the Amazon Lululemon dupe that like I got the leggings, the Lulu dupes off Amazon, and they literally feel they've lasted the same. Like everything about them.
And you can handle wearing that?
Yeah, because I was like, you know what? This this is literally the same. So I'm trying to talk myself into trying, like, branching out.
Just the emblems.
I also found out that I have on
Uggs.
There's 2 brands of UGG. Did you know this? There is like 2 companies called UGG. One like has an uppercase G in the middle and one doesn't. One is like the original and has like better quality like insides.
Fur.
And the other one doesn't, but they look like exactly the same. And one company is like suing the other finally, like, and the original UGG is like having to change their name or something crazy. And I read this whole article and then I found out one of my pair of Uggs is like not real Uggs and one is like real Uggs. And I was like, see?
You never knew.
For all these years, you've been wearing fake Uggs,
This
really.
was funny.
But it's like little things like that that are starting to just kind of click for me. And I'm just like, man, it's all right. Like, it's all right. Some of this stuff really is made. Like, we were talking about, what was the brand? Tory Burch?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. When I went to Las Vegas.
Literally.
Okay. So the week before I went to New York with my mom and some of her friends and I did not buy one thing. And when I got back, everyone was like,
I can't believe it.
See?
I couldn't believe I didn't buy anything.
And
I left New York with nothing.
Yeah. And everybody was shook. Like, you didn't, but you went to New York. Great shopping. You didn't buy one thing. And I'm like, I didn't need anything. Everything. I changed my purse every night for dinner to a different bag that went with my outfit. Did I need to buy anything there?
I really did want that little Chanel bucket bag, but I was like, Bailey, no, you have no business.
So
I didn't do it.
Then I went to Las Vegas the next week for work. And me personally, I think Las Vegas has better shopping than New York does. I just like it better.
They have a lot of shopping.
I think it's good. I just really like it. Anyway, where was I going with this story?
The Tory Burch purse.
Oh, so the last day that I was there, I went shopping before my flight and I texted Bailey and I was like, I am just wondering why Tory Burch went out. I used to have like
everything,
multiple Tory Burch bags, like the makeup bag and the this and the that.
And
dinner bag. To me, it's a very reasonable price. Like, it's still designer, but it's a very reasonable price. And I'm like,
it's way more affordable.
I'm looking at this bag that I really like. It's so cute.
It really looked like a Chanel.
And it looked like a Chanel bag. And I was like, but tell me why I want the Chanel bag, which the Tory Burch is a fraction of the cost.
Right.
And you know that the hardware on it probably comes from the same
like we
place.
were like,
I don't know.
No,
so I was like having this really moment of like
bag. Like, and you know that it's not like bad quality.
No.
It's just a more affordable luxury brand.
And I had seen, it was just because that was comparison.
Right. In your head,
I was able to see the difference.
Yeah.
And
you're like,
I don't know. It was so.
That's where I'm like, we were texting about it. And I'm like, honestly, you know, it's the same exact bag, but with a Tory Burch instead of 2 C's on it. Like, why can we not just like get it? And I was like, honestly, if you get it, you'll make it cool again. Like, I told her that. I was like, everyone loves what you wear. Just get it. Please bring Tory back so we could not be up here and we could just.
I don't know that Tory ever went out. I think it also depends on where you live and who you are friends with and who you hang out with.
I honestly don't think she went out either. I think
she didn't.
I think me and you just went out.
I phased out of it.
Like, it was
honestly, like, when I had a lot of Tory Burch stuff, I had never even stepped into a Gucci store.
That's what I'm saying.
And then I think I found Gucci and like that's what I started really loving.
Yeah, we like just moved. I've always been a Louis Vuitton lover, you know that.
Yeah. I have my fair share of that as well.
Yeah, all my things are basically Louis Vuitton, but so basically what we were really just talking about the like cosmetics and stuff, and like I got braces for no other reason than to feel confident about my smile. It's not for anyone else. That is strictly for me. And I wanted to not feel insecure about my teeth. So I feel like that can be like, some people get Botox for reasons of like headaches,
lockjaw,
cerebral palsy, like to help with face, all sorts of like, some people have the chin where they get the filler so that their profile is proportional. Like, there's so many little reasons to do it other than just like, I'm trying to be like hot, you know? So, I am trying to be hot, but like, if it's something that brings you confidence, like truly, and you feel like you're a better person because of you feel like you look better. I don't see anything wrong with that.
You know, when people say though, like, she's so high maintenance or you're so high maintenance, blah, 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 blah. Really, at the end of the day, why do you care how low or high maintenance someone is?
Someone else
if
is,
you're
yeah.
not maintaining it.
Right.
If you
Right.
like,
if your husband's telling you that and that it's taking too much of your funds, then that might be a conversation. But if you're just like straight up like, wow, you're so high maintenance. How do you do that? That's too much work for me. Like, why? That doesn't affect you.
yeah, you're not maintaining it. It's not
Yeah.
coming from your bank account. It's not.
Your
it's
time.
not affecting your time. You know, why is it your business?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, and that's gonna stem from a them thing more, like a jealousy thing, maybe even like, I wish I had Botox, or I wish I had that hair extensions, or I wish I had lip filler, but the amount of times I've heard like my husband won't let me get Botox or my husband won't let me get filler. And I'm like, oh no, why? I mean, for me, like anytime, if I was going on a girls trip, I absolutely would have to have a conversation with my husband. Not that I don't think he'd ever say, no, you can't, but it would have to be like, hey, this is an idea. How do you feel about me going? We have 3 kids. Like, it wouldn't be.
No, that's also different, and it's different in layers of
or
husband,
if it's
wife.
really expensive. Like, hey, is this all right if I spend? Do you feel good about me spending that on this? Because he could be like, that's a lot for a girls trip when we could go on a family. Like, so that has layers. But if it's like
also, it's seasonal
if it's more
too.
of
But
like, yeah, it's definitely seasonal. And when kids are in play, that's when you really do have to like ask permission. Like, I'd be mad if he was just like, I'm going on a boys trip on this day for this long and it's this much. And I'd be like, huh? We're not going to have a conversation? You're telling me? I would want a conversation versus like I'm doing. But that's just me. I need the combo.
Well, I think it also depends on the relationship and what point you are in your marriage and where you are
and like
with your children.
What you're leaving behind.
Man, if I want to do something, like I want to go do it.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed that I can make those decisions right now and I don't have to ask permission. I don't have to.
You get to live for you. You're living for you. When you have a husband, you're living for them.
Like if I want to go get Botox tomorrow and I want to spend $300 or $700, like I want to be able to just go and do it because that makes me feel good.
I know. I really love getting Botox and I love lip filler and I love I do all the like laser treatments and all the stuff because when I have glowing skin and even just like a compliment of people being like, your skin is so good. That to me means so much because my skin has been bad my whole life. Like I started getting pimples in 5th grade. I literally had acne all through junior high. Then I had horrible acne with Ezra when I was pregnant. So my skin has always been something making me so insecure. And when a random person is like, you have beautiful skin, I'm like, you don't even know how much work and how much money's gone into it and how much that little compliment meant for my boosting my self-esteem.
Yeah.
So it's really if it makes you feel good, like the hair extensions, y'all, without hair extensions, I am a naked mole rat.
That's how I feel without eyelash extensions.
Literally look.
It just makes my life easier, honestly.
I can't even. It's not good. It's not good. With hair extensions, I'm like, wow, I feel great, and it's for me. Like I'm not trying to impress anyone else with the hair extensions. That's for me.
Personal thing, yeah.
And the Botox and the filler and the braces, all of that stuff is for me.
Well, too, when you go get a laser, I don't do lasers often. I don't do microneedling often.
I just got microneedled and we're talking about all this. And I'm like, if anyone zooms in on this video, my face is kind of red and stuff right now. Okay.
I don't think it is at all.
It's just.
I actually am again, pretty impressed that you got it and you've been out and about.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going with this. I don't do it often. I do it occasionally, basically as maintenance. I don't do it
I do maintenance quarterly.
To change my skin. I just once a year. And I'll try. I mean, I won't say I'll try anything. I will. I've tried a few different things.
If Brandy's we're doing this, I'm we're doing this. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever.
But I when I have gotten a laser or a skin pen and I've had to go somewhere after, or I want to keep going places and living my life. I hate that there's downtime with it. And it's not that I hate that there's downtime because I still go places, but I get really self-conscious about all are people looking at me like,
oh yeah,
what did she do to her skin? Or
oh
like,
yeah, for sure.
why did you do that? Especially when I worked at the dance studio and I knew I would have to be around kids. I'm like, oh my God, I just have to tell these kids like, I got a little sunburn or I got a little treatment on my face.
Right.
But I wonder, this is where my brain starts rolling with it, is like, then I have to explain this to children that I got this done because I don't like the way I look, really, or like I'm trying to enhance the way I look, and I'm sure moms, y'all probably deal with this. Like if you get Botox or filler and like you have bruises on your lips or, wherever on your forehead, and your kids are probably like, why are you bruised? What happened to you? And then we're telling them this. So then are we really going backwards on what we're saying on like, you are made in the image and likeness of God?
Right. Oh, for sure. I think at the end of the day, like we need none of it. Like God doesn't care what we look like. He literally made us how we look for a reason. He made us beautifully and fearfully made. Like he created us. So do we need any of this? No, but we are flesh and we are trying to please ourselves when who are we supposed to be pleasing? Just the Lord, strictly God. So no, we are absolutely backtracking. I will like put my money on that we are not supposed to be doing it.
But then, then it can even go into further. Like we don't have to just talk aesthetics or facials or like, oh, I get facials and I don't do Botox. So like whatever, or I don't know. But then we wear makeup.
Yeah. I know. That's what, and like when I think of my daughter, I'm like, I will never think she needs makeup ever. Like I will always think she's beautiful just the way she is. And that's how Jesus thinks about us.
Yeah.
He's like, why are you putting that needle in your face? Why are you putting makeup on? You don't need those hair extensions. You don't need the Chanel bag. Like he's like begging us to just see ourselves for who he made us as. So I think we're going backwards? Yes. Do I think it's a good example? No. Like, I don't want my daughter to think she needs lip filler, but she's probably going to think she needs lip filler because she's a girl and she's going to be on Instagram and she's going to see another girl getting lip filler. And one day she's probably going to get lip filler. And I'm going to be like, you didn't need that. Now you look like a blowfish. But she's probably going to look good. But, as a mom, you're going to be like, why'd you alter your face?
I cannot with you. You are so rowdy.
I'm being serious.
Yeah, but when she puts makeup on, you're not going to say, why did you alter your face with makeup?
Yeah, no, I'm going to be like, that's too much makeup. You don't need makeup. You're so pretty. I already know.
Okay, when she's 9, maybe, but like when she's
going to look beautiful
30
no matter what.
And getting married.
But I guarantee my parents today would be like, you did not need lip filler.
I'm talking about makeup.
Or makeup. I think I'm pretty without makeup.
I'm not saying you're not pretty without makeup.
I used to think I was ugly without makeup.
When you're going to dinner with your husband or you're dressing up.
Like, and I think that's just part of being a girl. Like, we're going to put makeup on. We're going to brush our hair. We're going to curl our hair. That to me, like curling your hair and wearing makeup kind of goes in the same, like, we're not going to have rat's nest. We're going to put a little makeup on, look alive. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it. But yeah, I think it gets out of hand. It gets a little heavy. Some people start not looking like themselves, I think that's like if my daughter came out and had on a full heavy face, I would be like, you didn't need that. Like, but that's what I think. My whole point is the way God thinks about us, I think is just that. Like, I think he's like, y'all don't need any of it.
The way the mom looks at the kid.
Yeah. And I've even heard that like the birth of a child is like and loving a child is the closest thing that we could ever feel to how Jesus feels about us. It is like the most strong, purest love in the world. And you could just like shake them because you love them so much. That's how God feels about each and every one of us, regardless of what we look like, what we do, how much money we have, where we live. He does not care.
Right.
He loves us because we are his children. The way we love our children, we are his. And he is like, please, I don't need you to do all that. But we are flesh. The same way we're going to judge people, the same way we're going to be prideful, the same way we're going to be anxious and depressed and all these things, we want to look good. So I think that's just the truth. That's just the reality of the situation. Like, I'm not going to not do all these things if it makes me feel better. But I know where I'm at with the Lord too.
Yeah.
Like, I pour into him more than I pour into me.
Right.
And that to me makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. And if the Lord comes at me in a couple months and tells me to stop getting Botox, I might just have to because he's my boss and he told me to stop shopping. So I'm trying. But he hasn't said anything to me yet about my Botox, so I'm going to keep getting it.
I cannot.
He might, though. Look, when you give your life to Christ, it is like Pastor Josh said this on our last episode, like you do it in that moment, you're born again, like things change in that moment, but the changes come over the next couple of years. Things shift and people leave your life and things get taken out and things get put in. It is a slow shift. If God at one time was like, okay, now you have to stop drinking, cursing, shopping, you can't do this, you can't do that all in the same day, it would be a little tough because you cannot just change overnight every single thing that you're doing wrong. So for me, it has just been a very like seamless, gradual, like, oh, that makes sense. And then after something, the next thing makes a little more sense. And it's like a snowball effect. So he might come at me. Y'all might see me looking wrinkly in a while.
I cannot with you.
But hopefully not.
Again, we were meant to be wrinkly in age. And
we are meant, like that is literally the cycle of life. We are born wrinkly and we're going to die wrinkly.
Oh,
you know, newborns be wrinkly.
They do be because they've been in that water.
They skin be
they have like
a little weird
hours in the pool.
They've just been soaking for 9 months in the fluids. Oh my gosh. Well, should I read another verse that I have?
Yeah, which one is it?
Okay, well, let me read it first and then I'll say. Okay, this is Matthew chapter 7, verse 19. Don't store up treasures here on earth where moths eat them and they rewind. Hey, it's been a while since I've messed up, since that last time I messed up. Don't store up treasures here on earth where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break in and steal. Store your treasures in heaven where moths and rust cannot destroy and thieves do not break in and steal. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be. So material wealth is temporary, but spiritual wealth is eternal.
Forever. It
is forever. So at the end of the day, the Chanel bag will turn to moths.
You got to get off the Chanel bag.
That's just my example from me because that's when I had my moment. But the car, the house, the clothes, that will literally, when you're gone, those things
are
gone. None of it matters. Maybe your daughter's like, yeah, I got to hand me down. Okay, well, the biggest thing you can hand me down to your kids is your faith and your love of God. And that's really all you can leave behind on this earth with your family and your children for generations and generations and generations is faith and your love for Jesus.
You were really on a soapbox on this one.
I'm pretty passionate about it because I'm living it.
Yeah.
Like I used to do these things for the wrong reasons, like to get a thrill. And like I was so insecure with my weight and all these things and thought if I was skinny, I would just be happy. Like I went through it and I know that wasn't my answer. It was God. He was my answer. And now I'm skinny and have God. So I am thriving. And I should be getting these braces off soon.
We're still going to get Botox and filler.
I should be getting these braces off soon.
We're still going to get the laser and the microneedling.
In 2 weeks. I just got microneedled. If I'm allowed, because I'm not always allowed, I'm hoping to get a little more filler in my lips.
Allowed by who?
Well, my aesthetic girly pop is very... She's great, and she'll tell me like you don't need more. It's too much.
So I didn't know if you were meaning. I didn't know.
No, she's my boss.
I didn't know who the allowance was coming from.
No, she's the boss. She tells me like, no, you're not doing that. You know, like that's too much. But I would like a little fluff.
Yeah,
it's been like about a year and a half since anything's touched the lips, and I'm like, let's do a little more. So yeah, I'm still getting all that done. And, you know, taking it one step further, one day I might even get me a mommy makeover. So y'all better recognize. Look, the kids do be putting the body through some work.
Yeah.
There's some things that the gym cannot fix. If you know what I'm saying. Moms, y'all know. Y'all know about that. Y'all all know about that.
Well.
Can't change it. Can't change it, but you can change it.
You can enhance.
Honestly, I don't think I'll ever do, like, I really would love that, but I'm very scared of surgery. And that's just silly.
Well, we'll just see.
But if y'all see me looking snatched, I probably
Who's to say you're not snatched now? There you go, going backwards.
See? I'm snatched. If you see me looking more snatched, snatcher.
I cannot. Okay, I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
I think Bailey was very.
I hope y'all got something out of this. The Lord is all you need in your life. He's only looking at the inside. He's not looking at the outside, but he is looking at the outside because he made it and he likes it just the way it is.
There it is.
Wait,
that was horrible.